everyone, welcome or welcome back to my coloring gimmicks channel. I am Marina. Today I want to share my Japanese coloring book collection with you and show you my completed pages as well. Let's get started. So I want to start with this beautiful book, The Mysterious Library by N.G. Park. Sorry if I misspelled the name. First, I want to say that this book is actually a Korean coloring book. However, I decided to include these books in the video since Japan and Korea are East Asia countries. That's why I thought that Korean books should be in this video as well. I really love Japanese coloring books because the style is unique and so cute. Japanese coloring books always stand out from the others. The illustrations in these books are absolutely adorable and beautifully detailed. Here I have completed only one image, this one from the fairy tale Princess and the Pea. Here I used Prismacolor pencils. It's my old work, but I still love the color choice I have made here. I don't know why, but in this image it looks like the prismas are faded and now you can see the pencil strokes. However, we all know that Prisma are very soft pencils and they are very smooth and don't leave any strokes. Now, actually, I don't use Prismas in my works. The next Japanese coloring book series I have in my collection is Aries Romantic Country series. I have all three tales. I really love Aries illustration style. In her books you can find whatever you want: villages, forests, lakesides, indoor scenes, castles, and even illustrations for the holidays, such as Christmas, Easter, and Halloween. You can find all this in her coloring books. But there is also Fly in the Ointment, and I wouldn't say I like the paper in English editions. I struggle with it and don't know how to work on it or what mediums to use, especially for the big areas, such as the sky, ground, the lakes. Watercolors can make spots on this paper, so it's risky to use them, but I don't give up. I will find something to work with on this paper someday. If you have some suggestions, please leave me a comment, because I struggle with this paper. I have just a few finished pages in these books. Romantic Country First Tale is still untouched book. This needs to be changed somehow. Romantic Country, the second tale, was actually the first book in the series I purchased. Here is my first coloring attempts as well. This Christmas spread is my whip. You see, I almost finished it, but something stopped me. Here I used Prismacolor pencils. Now for me this image looks pale and lacks depth, but it was my start in coloring, so I don't judge strictly. The next whip here is this one. Here I used luminance pencils and soft pastels for the sky. I really want to complete this image, even though now is autumn and it's time for autumn images, but maybe I will have time to finish it without putting it off until later. Next, I will show you all my whips here. For all these images, there is one reason why they are not finished. This is because every time I was not satisfied with something. It can be materials that I used or not good shadows, and I didn't know how to achieve the better results. But it was the experience and I'm happy I had it. And finally the third tale. Here I have a few completed pages, but we will start from the whip. Here I have my Christmas whip. I used Derwent Color Soft and Pro Color pencils, and you know what? I really like how they perform on this paper, and they don't fade on this paper. At the moment I like everything I have done here. The following completed image here is this autumn scenes. I colored this one last autumn and I used luminance pencils and some acrylic paints to hide the black lines, and I really like how this image turned out. I don't know if my camera can capture the brightness of the trees, but they look so very vibrant. The water under the bridge could be better, but not so bad. Love, love, love this image. The last but not least completed image here is this red fruit boat. This is my old work, but I still love how it turned out. I love the color palette I chose here. The water turns out pretty good for a beginner. I also like how the wooden fruit boxes turns out. Yeah, pretty image. The following coloring book series in my collection is the First Girl series. I have only these two books, but I know that Apple recently released a new coloring book, 4 seasons. I watched flip-throughs on YouTube and I really like this book, but it's not easy to buy it. On Etsy, the shipping price just kills me. I don't really understand why the shipment is so expensive. But we also have a good news. Apple will release or already released the first Girl coloring book in English. I think it's not available on Amazon UK right now. By the way, when the book depository closed, I noticed that Amazon UK started having some problems with new coloring book releases, which are always very late. That's why I advise you to check Blackwell's bookstore. There you can often find new releases without delays, and this is only my recommendation, not an advertisement. Okay, let's look at the books itself. First, I have the premium edition here. This book is outstanding. The paper is very thick, it looks like you can use watercolors, but not everything is so clear. We will talk about it a little bit later. The illustrations are outstanding. Just holding it in your hands is pure pleasure. I do love when the coloring books are published in excellent quality. Here I have completed a few images, and this autumn one is the first one. I used Schmincke super granulated watercolors for the sky, Polychromos pencils, Derwent drawing pencils, and luminance pencils. I do love how the sky turns out, beautiful granulation effects. I love everything here. But I promise you to talk about watercolors in this paper. Honestly, I was unpleasantly surprised when I started applying water on this paper. I don't know why, but I noticed a lot of small pieces of paper like dust, and it makes work challenging. After the image is completely dry, you can carefully remove these pieces from the page, but I don't know if they will leave the marks on the image, because I used only granulating watercolors here. I will share with you my thoughts about my experience when using the usual watercolors. And the second one finished image here is this Christmas tree. For the background I use Schmincke super granulating watercolors as well. For the rest I used Derwent light fast pencils, luminance pencils and acrylic paint for the details. I love this image a lot. The second Apple book in my collection is this one. This book is not a premium edition, but the paper is good, it's smooth, and you can still use watercolors here. But be very careful with water, don't use a lot here. In this book at the moment I have only one whip. Here I use Derwent graphited pencils. Now I need to add more shadows here and there and complete all the rest. The main goal here was to try water-soluble medium and see how the paper will behave. And how you can see, the result is nice. The following coloring books in my collection are these two books. I have already spoken about them and shown you. If you're interested in a more detailed review, just check my September huge adult coloring book haul. Now I just want to mention that these two books are charming and have a cozy atmosphere. I can't wait to start coloring in them. The next Japanese coloring books in my collection are these beautiful books by Chiaki Ida. The first one is My Colorful Town. In this book you can find different charming shops, bookstore, bakery, florist, dress shop, coffee shop and more. Unfortunately, I don't have any completed pages or whips here. Honestly, I want to try to use watercolors here because we have big empty spaces like walls or furniture or some backgrounds where watercolors will be very helpful. But I don't know how the paper will hold the water right now. I need to do a test just to start coloring these beautiful books. And the second book is My Colorful Dream Rooms. As the title suggests, in this book we will see different rooms: kitchen, kids rooms, wardrobe, art room, Christmas room, bathroom and more. Here I have one whip for now. It is this beautiful image. Here I used Prismacolor and Polychromos pencils. Here I drew the brick walls and the grass on my own because the background was just blank and I thought I needed to add something to the background. Drawing the grass was challenging for me, but now I'm happy with how the grass turned out. I just need to complete this whip. The following coloring book in my collection is Momo Girl, Poetry and Music. This book sits on my shelves like an art album, gorgeous portraits. At the beginning of the book we have some references where we can use them or you can color however you wish. Then we have the content list. If you want, you can translate it just using your phone. The portraits are gorgeous and I'm a little scared to start coloring them. I hope that someday I can overcome my fear and finally I will begin to color in this beautiful book. Last but not least, the Japanese coloring book series I have on my shelves is Kanoko Egusa's coloring books. She is one of my favorite illustrators and I have every single book by her on my shelves. Her style is just adorable with very cute animals and birds. In every book you can find illustrations of different holidays like Christmas, Easter, Halloween or others. This means you can color her book throughout the years and it will not be boring at all. The following coloring book by Kanoko Egusa is Symphony of Cute Animals, and I have one more book from Coloring Haven magazine, Animal Wonderland Special, and these books are the same. Animal Wonderland has full A4 illustrations, but Symphony has a square format and the illustration is slightly cut. The paper is better in the Symphony book, but not the best. In Animal Wonderland, I have completed only this image. I used Luminance, Derwent's Color Soft and Procolor pencils and maybe Polychromos pencils as well. I love how the flowers turned out here, especially these black-blue flowers. The mice are funny for me. I love how the image turns out, but I really struggle with this paper. It is thin and you cannot use water-soluble mediums here, only soft pastels or pencils. You can use here alcohol markers because the pages are single-sided. In the Symphony of Cute Animals, I completed 2 illustrations. The first one is these adorable pigs. I really love how the image turned out. I like everything here, flowers, leaves, adorable pigs, and how this shower turns out. I used Luminance, Polychromos, Derwent Lightfast pencils, acrylic paint pens to hide some black lines, and white gel pen for the shower. Beautiful, beautiful result. I really love this image. The second completed image is these adorable paradise birds. Here I used Luminance and Polychromos pencils. For the background, I used Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors. With the background, I was risky because I really didn't know what to do with it. Actually, I had only 2 options. Color the background using soft, light colors or make the background bright, but try to color it so that it does not distract attention from the birds. What do you think about the background? Is it good? Please leave me a comment on what do you think. One more coloring book from Coloring Haven magazine I have in my collection is Enchanting Animals Special. And this book has 30 truly exclusive illustrations that you won't find anywhere else, at least at the moment. Unfortunately, this magazine is out of stock now and I don't know where you can find it. It's said that Coloring Haven doesn't print more for highly requested books. This magazine I have one whip and it is these adorable frog chiefs. I thought of doing a color along, but now I am unsure because this magazine is unavailable now and I don't know if you would be interested in. Leave me a comment if you want a color along with this image and I will do it. For this image I used Polychromos, Derwent Lightfast and Luminance pencils. Right now I am pretty happy with how the image turned turned out. And the last but not least, the coloring book by Kanoko Egusa that I have on my shelves is actually a postcard book. This postcard book has unique illustrations, meaning you cannot find them anywhere else. As always, there are adorable and cute images with different scenes. Here you can find everything: summer, Christmas, winter, autumn, Halloween illustrations, and more. Love, love, love Kanoko Egusa's style of illustrations. Here I have one whip. It is this Halloween image. Honestly, I started it around 2 years ago. Here I used Prismacolor pencils, and yeah, I want to finish it. And here I have finished one more postcard, but it was a gift for my mom. I just put an image here. It's a vase with a flower, very beautiful. I gifted it to my mom on her birthday. And that's it for my collection of Japanese coloring books. I hope you enjoyed this journey through these beautiful and unique books. Each one offers its own charm and challenges. I would love to hear about your experiences with Japanese coloring books. Do you have any favorites, or perhaps you are curious to try one after watching this video? Don't forget to leave a comment below and share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more content on adult coloring. I have plenty more books to showcase and techniques to share with you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Happy coloring!